Okay, so here it is, 18 months later on the Viper from Ricky Power Sports. As you can tell, the bike looks pretty good. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take it for a little ride around the property here. I've heard a lot of people say that maybe these are just kid bikes. It might be true, but I'm 6'2", 250 pounds, and let's see what the little thing can do. After 18 months, I don't know, probably gone through 10 tanks full of gas. Runs really good, no issues there whatsoever. Starts really good. Do need choke. It's just a little bit lean from the factory. Original front tire, original tube, no problem there. Original chain. Back tire. Let me shut this off a little bit. All the plastic is what came from the factory, what I put on there. It's holding together really good. There's a couple little scuffs, little wear marks from boots and what have you, but really not much at all. As far as things that have happened, the biggest thing I've noticed, and I said this in my first video, is the lower shock mount is bolt where the bushing is right down here. It's been loose from day one. It really hasn't got any worse, but it's something you might want to be aware of. If you're doing any jumping or anything, I'd definitely be aware of that. But all the other linkage parts seem to be holding together pretty good. The shock itself hasn't blown or hasn't faded, even with my butt on there. And that's 250 pounds. The chain has required one adjustment in the 18 months I've had it, so I think that's doing pretty good. Not a high-grade chain, but for a bike like this, I think it's doing pretty well. Sprockets are doing good, no problem. As far as other things that have happened, is what I've noticed, and we ride this in the sand quite a bit. If you happen to fall and get the throttle into the sand, it gets all gums up in throttle sticks. This happened on a couple different occasions, and we had to completely disassemble the throttle assembly and clean it out. I mean, it was stuck in one position wide open, so you know, a couple times we were like a couple miles out in the dunes there and had to deal with that. So that's kind of a concern right there. When it gets really hot, it can be a little bit cantankerous to get it running, but you know, after a while you kind of get used to it. You might even have to give it a little bit of choke. really doesn't seem to, I've probably changed the oil 3-4 times. Doesn't really seem to use any oil. I've taken the spark plug out and cleaned it, but that's the original plug that came from the factory. And I haven't done any rejetting to the carb. I've just left it stock. It seems to run good. I have put a different air filter in there. I think I found one for like $8 on eBay. Seems to do a little bit better job. And that's about it. Instead of just normal maintenance, checking the chain tension, tires, that's the only thing we've done. And bike was $799 delivered to me.